Hello, I'm Michael Glass from the FXcast Market Analysis team. This is our FXcast Market Analysis trading plan. In each of our videos, we try to identify high probability trading setups. We'll evaluate the gold chart to see if there's any leading sentiment. We will create a low volatility watch list, an inside bar watch list, and we'll review the economic calendar to see if there are any releases that could affect our open and new trades. As always, please send your comments and feedback to analysis@fxcast.com. So here we are looking at gold making new highs. We've been talking about this range, and so once we got above 1632, that's new highs, and we're up about $20 beyond that. So it's one of those things where the safe trades wait for a pullback, but this is why you got to draw your lines. And so now it's going to be interesting to see if that 1530 will hold up as support as it continues to move higher. Again, what we've been talking about was this range and seeing what happens, hoping for a pullback, but we said to watch this range, and we broke out of that. We've had the confirmation, and today probably was that sell the news. Everything's okay with the U.S. debt ceiling, and it didn't have the impact probably many thought because it was a sell the news type reaction. Meanwhile, we're still seeing that flight to gold as safety as for investors. We can see one thing that I did want to point out is that our move up here really is on, there's really almost no resistance. Little resistance in here, but for the most part, we just went straight up. So what that means, there's a possibility to come straight back down, and you notice where is there a little volume at that we said maybe will it hold up as support, and that is at our 1530 price level. And this area here is 1530. So we'll see what happens. So with strong gold, what does that mean to the dollar and some of our dollar currency pairs? Well, what we can see here on the pound dollar is that we're still in a larger range, and we're seen to be pulling back. But as we pointed out yesterday, this 20 and 50 moving average acting as support. Likewise, this price level of 1.62 is a place where buyers in the past have found value. So it's not surprising that we stopped at, along with the 20 and the 50 moving average. Still, I still kind of believe we're in a sit on hands type scenario, but since we did go a little bit lower today, we can talk about a couple things. First of all, we are below our long-term moving average, just by a little bit, but we are in a buy zone also on our Bollinger Band setup. Now, one thing we'll notice is that there's a lot of consolidation here, and so this is something that you're going to want to watch. We're up here around 163, and down here around 1625. That's a price level that you're going to want to watch. But notice again down here 1.622, there is a wick buy here too. But what I want you to see is this consolidation range and see if this is a breakout price level. We can see that the dollar has taken control, but you can see they're not diverging. They're running side by side, and that's why once the dollar took control, we got our pullback here, but now we're kind of going sideways. We also can see that each individual pair is averaging down, and again, that's why we're seeing sideways action versus no movement up or down, no trend. So again, I would watch the 632, 625 price level and see what happens, see if we get some volume as we break out of that price level. Now with the euro dollar, we can see the same thing, some continued weakness, and we can see that this is where 1.42, 1.41, this is where buyers in the past have found value and brought it back up. So it's not surprising to see we pause here. What is different is that we can see here we're below the 20 and 50 moving average, so that's a little bit more bearish. But we are below our long-term moving average. We are in a buy zone, and we can see that the dollar is in control. The dollar in control is why this has moved down, but just like the pound, we're starting to see some sideways action. The big difference here is, although both are averaging down, as we can see here, the dollar did make a brief move up, causing a down move action. So if the dollar remains in control, then that's the buyers will be losing out here, and the pair will continue to move down to our next support area, which is around 1.4050. Finally, we're looking at the dollar franc, and just, again, just a beautiful trend, just a beautiful trend. Um, but this is another example of, just because we're in a buy zone doesn't mean we're going up. Now, we hit the band, we did go up, so there was a scalp. Hit the band, we did go up, there's a scalp. So where we are right now is going to be interesting. So we're below our long-term moving average big time. We're in a buy zone. The franc is in control. And even when they were running parallel, price action did start to move down again as the franc began to diverge away from the dollar. But notice that they're both above zero. So the dollar is trying. The dollar is trying. But what you really can see is, as we saw before, the dollar is averaging down while the franc is averaging higher. So, that is why we're seeing the franc being in control. Definitely oversold, definitely in a buy zone, but we need the dollar to cross back up and take control of the situation in order for this pair to rise. Okay, as we go to our watch list, we can see right now, for low volatility, we have the pound dollar. And for our inside bar watch list, we have all of the yen currency pairs: the dollar yen, the pound yen, and the euro yen. Let's go to the economic calendar. As we come to our economic calendar, the big things that stick out to me is we have some inflation data, but I would say probably the initial jobs report for ADP for the States is going to be big, although there's been some disconnect with the employment situation that will come out on Friday, but that would probably be the biggest job maker, especially with the States market being down 8 days in a row here. If it's good, whether it correlates to what happens on Friday or not, the market probably will respond. We would like to thank you for watching our FXcast market analysis. As we continue to improve and make adjustments so that you're getting value from our videos, we want you to take the time to give us feedback, give us comments, send us questions about what you would like to see in our videos, and you can send those comments and feedbacks to analysis@fxcast.com, or you can post to our daily forum. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.